Hey guys, welcome to day -1 for PopCon Indy. We just parked at the Sky Harbor economy lot. We did some calculations and it's way cheaper to park here than get an Uber, which is what we've been doing the last few years. And it's like, I don't know, 10, 12 bucks a day to park here. And an Uber from my house to here is like $40. So I'm like, we're just gonna do that. But with that, I'm parked way in the back. So I gotta walk through 102 degrees of hot Arizona sunshine, and I dropped off with the bags, but we're gonna take the light rail. There's a little mini light rail that goes from here to the terminal, check all of our bags. Fingers crossed they're at weight because we got a lot of them. And then our flight was delayed, so we're not gonna be arriving until like 2 a.m. Indianapolis time. So that's about 10 o'clock, 10:30 our time in Arizona. So we shouldn't be very tired, but we are losing a lot of hours for potential sleep. So that part I'm not looking forward to, but I was about to say I'm ready to get out of this heat for the weekend, but we're just going to humid and just a little bit less hot, but the humidity is gonna make up for it. So I foresee this being a pretty exhausting con, but I'm hoping it goes well because this is my first time trying this convention, so we'll see how it goes, and hoping for good sales for traveling to a new place, you know?
Please hold on. This train is bound for Terminal 4 and Terminal 3.
We made it to our hotel room. It's basically 3:35 in the morning and we have to be up and out of here by 9. So I'm going straight to bed. I'll update you guys all on the flight situation and our delays tomorrow because I need to go get some sleep. So see you tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. I am so tired. It's currently 8:24. So that leaves about 30-ish minutes for us to eat breakfast and then get all the luggage downstairs for our Uber to take us to the convention center. And I'm exhausted. It was such a long night because our flight was delayed by like 2 hours, and that really like killed everything. Because we were supposed to arrive like midnight Indianapolis time, and instead by the time first our flight was delayed, and then we were taxiing forever to get to our gate because I guess there was some miscommunication on where the planes were. And then by the time we finally got our luggage and here, got our luggage, got the Uber, got here, it was already like 3:30, and it's 3:30 Indianapolis time, so it was like midnight Arizona time. So we were pretty dang exhausted, but then what sucks is losing that 3 hours. I only probably got 3.5 hours of sleep comfortably-ish, and even that was not great sleep. So I'm hoping, since we're going early to set up, I'm hoping it only takes an hour. So from 9 to 10 I can get set up, and then I can just come back and close my eyes for an hour and get some more coffee, because I don't know how I'm gonna survive today. I usually have to get a lot more sleep because my thyroid disease makes it really hard for me to function on low sleep. So it's gonna be kind of a hard day. Today it goes till 7 p.m. It's 12:30 the VIPs get in, and it goes to 7. So it's gonna be probably about a 7-hour day at the con, and this was not the best idea. This is our first time trying to fly out the night before, because we usually get there the day before, but I was like, I just want to try saving a little bit on hotel costs. And I'm like, oh no, we should have just flown here on Wednesday instead of on Thursday, because I'm paying for it in other ways instead of money. I'm paying for it with my exhaustion, so I'm dying. I'm really hoping the show is good. It's like, there's supposed to be like a heat advisory and it's really muggy this weekend. So I'm a little worried that I'm gonna just be exhausted and hot the whole weekend. But anyway, yeah, that's the update. It was a pretty brutal night and I'm so tired. Ugh, I'm just gonna have to survive. And then I have to work the show by myself today because Josh has to work today. So it's possible and I can do it, but it's also like, oh man, the help would have been great on a sleepy day. But I'm gonna go load up on lots of carbs and coffee and protein, as much as I can eat, and then hopefully get through the day off of that, and then grab dinner afterwards. I'd prefer not to buy lunch. That'd be great. So, alright, I'm gonna get ready for breakfast, and then I'll update you guys once we get to the con. Off to set up. Alright, we got to the table. I should have read a little bit more because there's no drape, but I mean, I don't think I would have had room for my backdrop in all of my luggage, so we at least got the table. This is a little bit kind of a smaller con than I expected just from looks, but I guess we'll just see how attendance goes. All right, we're all done and I am drenched. There's no air conditioning on, peak humidity, but we got everything set up. It looks nice. I was a little afraid with not having a backdrop, but I feel the booth is really colorful. It's very eye-catching and it looks nice. So I'm happy with it. And then we changed up my setting for like, I love how this looks. Oh yeah, that's true. We could put, well, I don't know if we'll put that one on display.
Yeah.
We'll have to purchase something.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so we got the...
They purchase an item, and they can pick up a card.
True. Yeah, greeting cards, magic tokens. We have I like this display for the minifigures, which worked out pretty good. Problem is they didn't transport very well, so I only have one of each that basically didn't break. I think I have one of these and one of these extra, but the other three totally broke. So as soon as they're sold, they're gone, I guess. And then we might move these up here, depending on space. But yeah, got everything set up. And now we're gonna take our luggage back and I'm gonna take a shower and lay down for an hour. Yay. Okay, all set up, ready to go. I'm a little worried about, I think, the size of the show. Just looking at the crowd coming in, I'm wondering how busy it's gonna be and how good the sales are. I've noticed a couple of my friends are here that I guess they've sold here before, but it looks smaller this year, at least in terms of the floor. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know how good sales are gonna be, but at least the line outside was an okay size, but it feels like closer to the size of like an anime convention in Phoenix that I used to vend at. And I don't know, it's a hard gamble because, you know, having to come out, I have flights and hotels, and I was told this one was really good, but it's hard to tell based off of just the looks right now. So I don't know, we're gonna have to see how sales go this weekend and what the crowd size is gonna be. But I do appreciate there's a bunch of room behind me. I'm sad I didn't bring my backdrop because I've been on like so go that I just didn't read anything. I just kind of showed up with my stuff and I totally could have put my big, huge, cool background. But Oh, it's fine. Oh, well. I think the booth looks nice. It's got a lot of good, like, pops of colors so people can be attracted to the table and check it out, you know. So I don't see it being a huge detriment that we don't have a backdrop, but I guess we'll see. But then what will be nice is coming back on Sunday, I can just bring all my luggage and leave it behind me because there's so much room. Like, I could have probably just left it here all weekend, honestly, instead of taking it back to the hotel earlier, but it is what it is. I already took it back. So it looks like, I think for VIPs, it was supposed to open by now, but I don't really see any people coming in. So it just more looks like vendors are out and about, but I do see a different badge, so maybe VIP has been let in. So fingers crossed that things go well this weekend. I would like a really busy Saturday, maybe a slightly lighter day today, just because I'm solo. So it'd be nice if it was like an okay amount of sales. Like, it's hard because I'm like, obviously I can't be, beggars can't be choosers, sales are sales. But it'd be nice to have an in-between day today. So, and if it is quiet, I brought my iPad and I'm gonna work on my comic art while I stand and look at people. Oh, the other thing I need to buy, I was thinking about getting like a little clamp-on extra table that can clamp to the tables and then makes a little surface, because like the whole table is occupied by my stuff at this point. So I think I might do that, look up one for maybe Denver, but we'll have a ton of room in Denver too though, so we'll see. Woo! Looks like they're announcing the opening, so people should be here any minute. Whoop.
Sorry.
No biggie. Oh yeah, those are cool. I like the detailing you can get on it.
Because it can go to such small detail.
Yeah.
Like that's more her area for figuring out how to do that stuff. I'm like, yeah.
But we
do packaging, obviously, but get it out there.
Yeah, try it and then buy packaging and everything. So.
But yeah, those side quest cards.
Yeah.
Those would be perfect in your booth. And they didn't look to be that difficult. They're just like fancier paper to print on. And
yeah.
Boxes. And you obviously have the packaging stuff now.
Right. Yeah. What I'm thinking is for the gotcha is I was thinking about making like mini monster cards, because like I have these that I give out at shows where it's like an item for like after so many, like it's usually like $20 or more, or if you buy a book you get an item for free. But I was thinking about doing that, but it comes with the card for the monster and then like a little wooden figure, like you pop out of like a wooden thing, like you laser cut it, and then you get like a mini figure like and the card.
Like a stand.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And so,
because it could be flat.
Yeah, just that's my idea, but I just haven't had time to like execute yet because I have to go to the library and draft it all up.
How much more effort because they got to go to the company? You can paint and stain that.
My friend says you can do transfer paper, so you can do color transfer paper, and that's what she does. She does the same thing, but she does character minis, and it's just color transfer right on the wood. And I'm like, that's a great idea. Yeah. I have no clue. I haven't purchased it yet or looked into it fully. So, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I was going to mention that. Check out their cool gotcha machine.
It's really, I love it.
Yeah. So you can do 8 and yeah.
And the same place that you buy the gotcha from, they make the magnet for the front, so you can order it all in one, and they cut it to size and everything. So, yeah. Yeah, I have no clue how to do it. She just said that's how she does it, and I'm gonna eventually look into it. So.
It's all the research stuff that you gotta do in the spare time when you're not.
Yeah, you gotta network and ask how people do cool stuff, because.
How do I do that?
Right.
And only a few times have I run into the. I'm not telling you.
Yeah, there's some people that are a little like
that's fine.
precious with their vendors, but I don't know. I've always seen it as like, for example, like enamel pin people, I'm like, just, I'll give them more business. It doesn't mean their quality will for sure go down. It might go up because they're getting more sales.
They can get more money.
Yeah, and they can upgrade. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. But
for me, it's just like sexy. It's like, oh, we got cornered the market. Well, no.
yeah,
I share my cool techniques. You get your cool techniques, and then everyone can get better
right.
stuff all together.
Everyone benefits. And like, oh, you got someone looking. I'm really sad. I ended up not catching it because I didn't hit the record button correctly. It just like unfroze the screen and didn't record. But a fan stopped by. It was really cool. They like watched my stuff, and they have like an OG Creature Compendium, like first edition from the Kickstarter, #1. And I know that because the new ones we have like the red interior, like I'll show you real quick. We have like the little red interior page, but my first printer they weren't able to do that. And so it's just a white interior page, and I'm like, oh my God. OG white page, first edition Kickstarter. Oh God, I haven't seen one of those books in years, like, because it came out 2019. So that was really cool. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. If you see this vlog, thank you, you made my day. It was so cool, and like, I hope you enjoy your little blue dragon slug and your snap trap hound. Why can't I talk? It's just cool. Thanks for coming by. It was really cool. I know it's only day 1, so it's a little early to judge, but I'm getting anime con vibes from this one, which can be good or bad. Like, I have a few friends that are starting to sell really well at anime cons out of nowhere, but it feels like a lot of teenagers in costume, which typically they don't purchase anything because they spent all their money on the costume before the show, which is fine, but I'm hoping it picks up a little more because we're about 2 hours in, and I've basically made like one sale type of thing. Like I had the one fan come by, and thank you again. But it was just like, it's hard to get people to stop and look, but it's only Friday, and a lot of people just peruse on Friday and then purchase on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm hoping it picks up a little bit more, but I don't know. I'm a little worried it's like a teenage anime con situation, but we shall see how the weekend progresses. Just put in perspective of how empty the floor is right now. It's really empty for a Friday. But I guess it's a smaller con, so the lack of sleep was definitely catching up, especially with like it slowing down. It's 5:48, so I got a little bit more than an hour left, and I'm so tired. I'll probably go straight to bed when I get back to the hotel, maybe eat something small and then pass out. I'm just gonna go to bed early. Between like, it's not super busy, when it's not super busy, I don't talk to people, and that doesn't keep me awake. And then the booth is set up in a way that I can't really sit and draw without like not being able to watch the table or interact with people. So we're gonna see if we can take one of the empty tables. There's 2 empty tables across from us. And so my neighbor and I were thinking about taking it and splitting it and moving our stuff between the 2. So we might try that, but we'll see. We'll see if they approve it, because we're waiting to hear back from the staff. Basically, they're waiting for the person to check in or not and see if they're actually going to make it this weekend. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I'm so ready to pass out. Oh, and then I brought like a padded mat this time, but the only one I could find at short notice was not padded enough. So I guess I'll just stand and draw and try to chug through the last bit. But I'm ready to just keel over. All right, day 1 done. Heading back to the hotel. It picked up a little bit, but I still haven't made a booth, so just enjoying the nice weather because it rained earlier, so it feels great out. I don't know if you can hear me over all the construction and other things, but it's fine. So join me on my little walk home. Good morning, guys. Happy day 2. It's not looking great. I'm just gonna start out today's vlog with that because it's already 10:20 and the floor is dead, absolutely dead. I know we just opened and there was a drag show last night, and I assume probably a rave because they usually do that on like Friday or Saturdays for a lot of these cons, and like people sleep in, but like there's no one lining up for celebrities. There's like very minimum people in the hall, and I heard that the parking garage is like empty. And so I'm very worried for today. Like Saturday is usually the busiest day of any con because like most people have it, you know, the day off, and so they always come into cons, but it is alarmingly dead for like first thing. Like usually there's still some people that straggle in the morning. But yeah, and then there's a lot of empty tables. Like a lot of people, I think, either backed out last minute or like are sick. But I'm like losing like $300 on a table. Like this is a pretty affordable table purchase compared to like some of the other cons I've done, but like it's not great. So I'm in good spirits though. Like, you know, if I'm here already. You know, it's a bummer if I can't make back my cost, but like I have other shows later this year that should be better. If I could break even, awesome, but I honestly don't think I might get to half of my cost. So I don't know. I feel this show is pretty okay if you're like local, but like traveling in for it, not great. And then I've heard from other people that last year was a lot better than this year, and it's like alarmingly very sparse, like compared to last year's attendance. So, you know, the people that recommended the show to me, they probably had really good attendance, but this time around, I don't know if it wasn't advertised well. I don't know if it's just a weird weekend, because I guess there's a lot of stuff happening this weekend. My Uber driver told me there's like a baseball game and like a concert and all this other stuff happening in downtown. Or maybe it's just because it's the weekend before July 4th, so it's like extended family holiday time or something, but it's sparse. There's like no one here. Like, let me show you how empty from my perspective it is. I mean, you can see behind me, there's like maybe one customer, 2 customers. There's been no one passing behind me, but let me show you on the other side of things. No one all the way down there. And no one all the way down there. I have sold a few books here, but I have a feeling I'm gonna have to ship all of it back, which sucks because like I knew I'd probably be bringing some books back, but I didn't really allocate to be bringing all of them back. I think I'm about halfway through the box for book 2, so it'd be great if I sold out of the box, so it's like one less to ship, but it's just, they're not really moving. So I'm probably gonna have to pay shipping costs because we probably could fit quite a few books in our backpacks, but not enough to not ship. We could probably get half in our backpacks and other bags, and then I'd still have to ship the other half of the books back since there's no room. Then there's like no weight of availability. Like some of my luggage has a few pounds available, but not enough to be like, oh yeah, I could totally fit like 20 books. And it's not great. I have help today, so like Josh is here today, and in one positive, like some of his favorite show voice actors are here, so he gets to go get signatures and have a good time with that. And I'm like, that's cool. Like he's always wanted to meet a couple of them, and they're never at other shows, so he's excited about that. And then I'm probably just gonna work on my comic all day at this point, just because it's like it's just quiet. But we'll see if it picks up throughout the day. Maybe sometime after lunch. I'm gonna guess it might get busy again after 11 or 12, so we'll find out. So it's starting to pick up now for sure. So they said the vendor hall opened at 10 according to the badge, but it's like, I feel they opened it at 10:30 for like general, which is weird because I thought it was gonna be like 9:30 VIP, 10 general entry, which is what I would guess, but I guess not this time. I guess it was 10 VIP and 10:30 general entry. So it's picking up, but still not a lot of people. Or they're like booking it to signatures. That's where people are going like immediately. So we'll see. Yeah, very opinionated.
He loves his opinion.
Amazing.
These are really good.
Thank you so much. Thanks, you too. So I would say like the floor is very busy, but I can't get people to stop and like chat or buy anything. I've sold a few books and moved some stickers, but I think I've barely right now made booth, and it's 1:16 on a Saturday. Not great. It is what it is, but yeah, it's just like there's quantity of people has increased, but just no one's buying. They're all going to signatures and walking around, but even people walking around with merch from other booths, it's very sparse. Like not a lot of people have items on them. So I know I was talking earlier about not making great money, but I, of course, in the same weekend as I'm not making great money, I do a huge spending gamble. I ended up buying a booth, like an exhibitor booth for Rose City Comic Con, because I didn't get accepted to artists, but I still really want to vend at that show, and I found a friend who's willing to split the exhibitor space, so I want to make it happen. I love that show so much, so we're trying out exhibitor for the first time, so we'll see how it goes. And I know Phoenix I was looking to upgrade to, but we'll see about it for next year, because Phoenix went well in terms of finances, but I have to see how much the booths will be for next year's show. Hi! Yeah, feel free to flip through, check anything out. All right, we just got back to the hotel after a very long and boring day. God. So I did I did half as good as yesterday. Not even, probably, I don't know. I did like a little over $300 yesterday. And then today I did like $150. Like, I don't understand. And it's dead, but I went and talked to, there's a duo that we met here on the elevator, and I went and chatted with them, and they made everything I've made in 2 days in yesterday, and then they doubled yesterday today, and I'm like, I don't understand. But they said that their half of the hall is always bumping, like all day, every day, and our half has been like really dead. And so I guess after a certain aisle, like people are tapping out and just not coming over towards us at all. Because even when I walked around to get like drinks and food and just peruse, I definitely saw like a certain corner was always busy, and then like the opposite corner was dead. So I don't know what's up with the flow for this convention. There's like nothing that I can see that will really like block the way or make it so people don't really go down, but I think it's just because they see it's empty on one side, like people aren't going or something. But
The feng shui's off.
The feng shui's off, yeah. It's just all off. So I don't know. I have a feeling today is just going to be chucked up, or this show is just going to be chucked up to a loss. We'll see if somehow tomorrow, like I have handed out a lot of cards with like my booth number written on it, so maybe those people will show up tomorrow, but I don't know. I have a feeling we're just going to be in the major red because I traveled for this one. Oh, and then I wanted to share, when I was walking around, I saw quite a few like heavy hitter people that I've seen at other conventions that they either are proxies or the actual artists, but I've seen them at big cons. So it stand to reason in my brain that I think previous years have been better. I even have a friend here who was like, last year was so much better than this year. But I don't know what it is with this year's show, because a lot of people are saying it's really down compared to last couple times. So it does sound like we're all getting hit pretty hard with it though. Like, it's just not a lot of people are doing fantastic or just as good as they did last year, you know? They're not doing very well. So I'm just gonna chill out. We're gonna watch the new episode of Apothecary Diary, and I'm just gonna put my feet up because they hurt. And probably just chill out for the evening and listen to the tavern next to the hotel blast country music all night. Yeah, it is a Saturday night. It was already kind of loud last night, but at least today I'm running off of no sleep, you know. But yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings. I don't think it's going to be fantastic, but we'll see. We'll see. Right, good morning, guys. It's Sunday. Got the booth all set up. We'll see how today goes. Yesterday was pretty abysmal in terms of like sales. I am maybe at $400 for the whole weekend, and I've spent $1,600. And I'm to the point where it's just whatever happens, and if I make money, if I make some money to help cover costs, awesome. But I'll just have to really show up for Denver this upcoming weekend, because literally I leave here, go home, and pack the car for Denver in like the same day. So we'll figure it out. But I was talking with one of the guest artists that's here last night, and they basically talked about how the show used to be a lot bigger because it was like a PopCon that they would invite like YouTubers and online people, and then COVID hit and they haven't really been able to recover since. And here there's like Gen Con and a lot of other competitive cons, but I think what happened is like no one is driving in or flying in or traveling for this con, so you only have local attendance, which is very small as well. So I don't know. We'll see how the rest of the day goes, but I have a feeling it's going to be, somehow my Saturday was slower than my Friday, and so maybe Sunday will do better. I don't know. Yeah, and I guess also like some of the guests like wrapped up early-ish. They seem to have left early yesterday, and yeah, they don't really have lines. Like, it's just attendance is super low, but I guess it used to be like a 30,000 attendee show, and that's what I heard, as well as like some of my friends who've been here now. But just overall, it's been really low. Oh, and then at the end of the day yesterday, I went and chatted with someone we met on the elevators at our hotel, and they're in the 500 aisle. I'm in the 1,000 aisle. And I guess somewhere halfway through the floor, it like dies, just totally dies. And that also might be what's affecting people getting over here and buying things, just because it's like they said they've been doing pretty well in terms of sales, but it still isn't great, you know. But it seems to be dying like halfway through the floor, and I'm like, I don't understand. There shouldn't be anything blocking flow. There are some empty tables, but it's not empty to the point where people will like stop and turn around, you know. It shouldn't be that bad. So I don't know if this was not like marketed enough. I don't know if they just didn't get a big enough celebrity poll, or just literally, you know, the attendance for this is just different with like the post-COVID attendance. So whatever, we're gonna chalk it up to whatever I can make, and then we'll have to just hustle harder for Denver and then my cons later in the year. So, you know, we'll figure it out. If it's slow enough, I might just keep working on my comic, but I'm trying to engage with people, because if it's been hard, like I engage and like talk to them and they just like run away or just ignore me, or they just don't talk much at all either. And like I don't get any sales, but then if I don't engage at all, then I guarantee I won't get a sale, because no one is stopping and asking me questions either. they just look and pass by, so I have to talk to them to like get them into the booth. So it's a weird show. Like I said, I still feel very much like most of the attendance is like high schoolers, early college kids. And it's been a little bit harder to get sales through them and such. I think one of the positives for this show is I actually got to meet quite a few fans, which was pretty cool. But another vendor here that is Misfits and Mythics, we did a little bit of an art trade, and they've been watching my 100 Dragon Challenge, which is really cool. But yeah, go check them out, Misfits and Mythics. But I love their really cute, like, mossy gecko dragon. I love it.
So I know that there's, states have different conventions. Is this the farthest east you've been, or have you done east of the Mississippi?
I think this is the furthest for now. Because I think the furthest I've gone before is Texas.
Okay.
And then I have Boston this year. So I'm in Fan Expo Boston, and I think these two are the furthest east, because I'm trying to think. I'm mostly on the West Coast because being in Phoenix, and there's a lot of cons over there.
You don't have to all...
Yeah. I mean, I make it work. I got all my suitcases, so we figure it out. But yeah, I usually do like Portland, California, and then my state, Arizona, and then Utah, Colorado, Texas, and now first time in Indiana, and then and then I'm Boston, and I'm trying to get into a few more like Michigan. I have quite a few fans in, and they've said like there's a pretty good con there, and I think that's it right now. So.
And I've not been to this one, but Dragon Con.
I've tried so hard. I want to get in so bad.
Again, I think you would do really well at that one.
Yes. Yeah, that one is super competitive as well. But yeah, I tried to get in. There was a gaming con there in the same area that I was trying to get into, and then Dragon Con. So hopefully next year I get into it. So Sunday has turned around quite a bit. It is really packed in here. Sales are still kind of low. We're only at about $680, maybe $700. So I'm still going to probably be taking a loss for the weekend, but at least in terms of people, it has picked up a lot, like a lot. So I'm hoping like maybe there's a scramble in the last 3 hours here to like buy stuff, because that would help push us over the edge. But for sure, the hall is louder. There's more people walking around. I'm talking to more people more frequently. So the day's improved. Hi. Well, all right, guys, here we are at the end of Indy PopCon and after Denver Comic Con. This is, I'm literally editing this the night before. This video is supposed to go out because I needed to take a week off after back-to-back conventions. I'll talk about this more in the Denver vlog, but I don't think, if I can help it, I'm never going to schedule 2 travel cons back-to-back. I know this one was exasperated because I also had a family trip that I traveled for the week before Indy PopCon, and so it was literally like 3 weeks of me being in airports and like traveling and doing booth stuff. So I will keep that in mind next time. So you probably saw how tired I was. It was a very exhausting con, and yeah, foot traffic, terrible, very, very bad. And I was talking with one of the guest artists that were there, and like I said before, I think earlier in the vlog, this show was known for getting 30,000 plus people, but I guess that was back in the day when they were able to secure big celebrities. I guess they've had like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye before, but ever since COVID, every year their attendance has been going down, and I could feel that majorly. So like my friends that recommended the show, this wasn't anything that was their fault, because in the past they've sold like very well. Like my friend Hector, we talked about it too, and he's like, yeah, this year was really, really bad. So I just had the unfortunate bad luck of just being at the show at the wrong time at the wrong year. But even with that, I still want to share with you guys like the expenses and losses, because I think I was saying during the vlog, I thought that I lost $1,000 and like I was in a huge negative. It's still not great. Like I didn't like being in a negative from the show, but it's not something that's insurmountable. But this is why it's kind of always a gamble to do travel cons. And that's why I tell a lot of people, if your local con is making like, let's say like $3,000, $4,000 for yourself at a local con, then I think you're ready to start traveling, because you're going to be losing over $1,000 minimum usually to travel. So FYI. I also forgot to put the booth in here, so never mind. The expenses are about to get worse, so give me 2 seconds. Fuck, I forgot about the booth price. No. Okay, so I finished calculating in the booth price, and it is still pretty bad. It's not as bad as I was saying in the vlog, but I was really happy seeing that number and seeing it wasn't as bad, but it's bad. Okay, anyway, so the booth cost for this show is pretty low, all things considered. So I'd say if you're local, probably a good show to test the waters at, test out some product and merchandise, because the booth is only $318, and a lot of shows are becoming $400 to $500 per table. So it's a pretty okay con for at least the booth price, but not for travel, because my hotel was about $580. Flights for both Josh and I were $304. We took a couple of lifts, both to get to and from the airport. The ones to the airport are always the most expensive. And then we did a couple within the city. Not many. We were trying really hard not to spend a lot, as we were seeing we weren't making sales. So it was $102. And then food, we spent about $200. That was the one thing, is Indianapolis food was pretty affordable, and we got free breakfast with the hotel. And so we didn't have to pay for as much. We usually would just try to fill up as much as we could on the free breakfast, and then buy little snacks or like split a meal at the convention center when we could. So we were trying really hard to be economical, because we knew this was cruising towards a loss. So in terms of sales, like I said, very abysmal. I only made $754 for the whole weekend. That's a little over $300 per day for like a show that went from like 10 to 6. So what's that? 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, let's say it's like 5 or 6. And so that's like $300. Let's say $300 divided by 8. So I was making about $37 an hour, basically, for my time worked at the show, but I'm not even counting flight time, travel time, packing time. So it was very not worth it for my hourly rate at all. And then for sure not worth it when I show you the expenses. So in total, the cost was $1,500 to go to this show. I left the show at negative $752.78. It was rough. Very, very rough. And I just won't be able to go to the show again. I know the big one there is Gen Con, and I think this felt like how the anime cons were in Arizona during the, I guess, like the early 2010s. Like, I'm trying to think when I went, probably like 2014 to 16. Like, a lot of the saturation of cons was happening here in Arizona. So I stopped attending anime cons because I wasn't selling well enough, because everyone was saving their money to go to Phoenix Comic-Con, and no one was spending money at the anime cons. They were like coming and doing the cosplay contests and other things, and they weren't really spending money at booths. So like I said, like the saturation is not great, because Gen Con is the big one. That is the one that everyone probably saves their money for and is the huge convention for the year. So I think these smaller cons are really feeling the effect of having this big established convention, and then their attendance is so low. I also think just based off of like the food prices being cheaper there, I'm wondering if just overall the economy is a little bit weaker. I talked to one of the guest artists and they were saying like, yeah, it's like overall it hasn't been great for Indiana. I don't know a lot of the economic stuff on that side, but that probably also factored into it. But I noticed most people walking around for the whole weekend had nothing in their hands. Like no one bought anything. They were just there to hang out and like participate in the events. And so I think all the vendors were suffering. But yeah, like I said in my little clip show talking at the end of us packing up the booth, it's inevitable that doing conventions and traveling to cons and such, you might hit something like this. And I just like showing this because yeah, it hurts and it really sucks to see these numbers, but it's something that's out of your control at the end of the day. The best you can do is research cons, ask other artists like what their favorite cons are for sales and like start planning that way. But even with that, like I had friends highly recommend the show and it still was awful. So it's going to happen. So if you're trying to pursue being a convention artist, just be ready for some up and downs. You're going to take some losses. You're going to have some wins. And, you know, you just got to roll with the tides and figure out what works and then just don't go to the bad cons again. But either way, thank you guys again so much for stopping by and checking out this vlog. Again, thank you for anyone who came by and said hi and said that you watched the channel. You guys really made my weekend because it was a rough weekend. So I really appreciate you coming up, saying hi, grabbing some goodies, doing some art trays. You all are amazing. So I really, really appreciate you guys. And I want to give a shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting me over on Patreon. If you guys would like to help support my small business and help me like, you know, absorb these type of damages, like cons usually go well. But if you really want to help support me and help my little business and my channel and other things and help my little art business grow, Patreon is a perfect and direct way to do that. We have a new mail club for this month and we are doing like a tavern theme thing. So you can get a sticker sheet and a print sent it to you in the mail every month with the little Patreon mail club. Or you can just tip $1 or $2, just like whatever you want for the month just to help me. It really does help over time and adds up. And so I really appreciate you guys' support. And thanks again for watching my channel, subscribing, commenting, the usual YouTube things. I really appreciate you guys watching my stuff. And I'll be coming back at you at the Denver Con. And wow, that one is a doozy. I think Denver almost broke me. It was... it had some really high highs and some super low lows. So you'll be seeing that soon. But either way, I know this was a little bit more of a slow con, but I still hope you enjoyed the vlog. And I'll catch you guys in the next video and maybe we'll make some more art next time. So talk to you all later. Bye, everybody.